Hi guys, my name is Arsik and I'm the founder of this channel. Today we are going to build a great gaming PC for just $800, on which you are going to be capable of playing games on ultra settings in full HD resolution and also Quad HD. This video is completely free for you, so please, the only thing which I'm asking is you to smash the like button and the subscribe button. It really helps to promote the channel and this video, so more people can see a great gaming build and do it themselves. Today in the video I'm going to show you all of the components, explain why I chose them, build this PC with my bare hands, and also, of course, test it in the games. So if you're ready, let's go. Okay, here we go. I decided to choose AMD today because we're doing pretty damn good processors, pretty damn good CPUs for very small money with a great performance. This CPU, Ryzen 3 3300X, is coming also with the cooler inside, so we don't need to buy nothing apart, and it's already with thermo interface, so you don't need to buy other things as well. So yeah, it's pretty damn good. This processor has 4 Zen 2 cores, it's third generation of Ryzen, and 8 threads because SMT is enabled. And as you know, Zen 2 cores are very good in gaming, and 4 cores 8 threads is more than enough for 2020. Okay, let's go next. The motherboard. It's Gigabyte B550MS2H. Very budget for Zen 2, Zen 3 architecture, and also it's cheap. That's what we want. Cheap, good motherboard. It has everything we want, 2 DIMM slots for the RAM, for the dual channel. Also we have here PCI Express 16 lanes, all of the ports you want to have, 4 USB 3.0, 2 USB 2.0, Ethernet, audio jacks and stuff like that. So yeah, everything here is good enough for us. As you all know guys, Ryzen likes very fast and good memory, so I chose Crucial Ballistix gaming memory. Gaming is very important in the name, so marketing, but still, this RAM is very nice. You have here 2 sticks, every stick is 8 gigabytes, and the speed of this thing is 3200 megahertz, so yeah, it's pretty damn good. It comes with a red radiator. Also you have this memory, as I remember, with white and black design, so you can choose whatever you want, but it was the cheapest in the shop, so I took it. So yeah, 16 gigabytes is minimum for gaming in 2020. Okay, for the drives I always recommend using this combination, 120 or 240 gigabytes SSD solid state drive, and you should also buy 1 terabyte or 2 terabytes HDD hard drive for all of the games and all of the stuff you're willing to download. Next is the most important part for a gaming build, for a gaming PC, the GPU. It's GeForce GTX 1660 Super, and right now you all know that Nvidia showed already the 30 series graphic cards, but now we still don't have the new analogs for this one. We have 3080, 3070 and 3090, but we don't have 30 series for budget GPUs right now, so this is a great choice. This graphic card have very good cooler for its size. It's as I can say, cold, so yeah, great choice if you're willing to buy a new GPU. If you want to spend less money, right now I really recommend you of searching for a budget, like used GPU from the past generations, and use it till you buy a new graphics card of the next generation, because the 30 series are really powerful and the price is the same. So let's see what Nvidia shows in the next months. So to power our system, I choose very good PSU. It's from Seasonic, 550 watts of power, of pure power, and it have 80 plus standard. It comes with all of the cables, with all of the cables we need for our system, and 550 watts is going to be enough for our components. So even if you're going to put a more powerful GPU, not that powerful of course like 3080, but like I don't know, the next generation of 1660, that's pretty enough. Good cooling, 120mm fan, and black cables. What do you want more? As for the case, I chose the pretty compact, bold, mini, of course RGB 13 modes mini tower. This chassis is also budget friendly, cheap, but nice. Let me show you. So you have this side made from plastic, it's acrylic, not the best choice compared to glass, but still good to have. Yeah, you need to be very delicate with it, because if not, you will have a lot of scratches. So yeah, this chassis is made for M80X, that's why it's pretty small, pretty tiny, and not going to eat all of your space on your desk. So all of the components are here. Let's build the PC and test it. Let's go. Let's start the tests. The main thing I want to show here is the possibility of gaming not even in Full HD, but in Quad HD resolution, 2560 by 1440 pixels. Will our PC be able to pull out at ultra high settings? Let's see. Shadow of the Tomb Raider. You can see the settings right now on your screens. I decided to take completely different games today to see how the PC behaves in different tasks. All monitoring info is in the upper left corner. The load of the graphics card, CPU, average FPS, and in fact all the necessary metrics are displayed here. According to the frame time, we can say with confidence that our gaming PC can easily handle Lara Croft at 60 frames per second. The average frame rate was 74 in the game's internal benchmark. Of the interesting things, it can be noted that the load is on the GPU. The processor's power is still enough with a margin. Let's check if the same situation continues in other games. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, Quad HD resolution. You can check the settings right here. These are mostly on very high preset. The game is very stable and we got a fairly high FPS, but I want to draw your attention to the temps. GPU warmed up to 86 degrees, and this is not the best result. Although at the moment I've been playing for an hour with 100% GPU utilization. So yeah, you can see that the case is still slightly lacking in airflow. I would also add a blower fan into the front panel, otherwise temperatures get pretty crazy. But anyway, this doesn't affect the performance in games. On average, Tom Clancy's came out 83 FPS. Metro Exodus special benchmark at high settings with DirectX 12 and even the Hairworks. Yes, the GPU is fully loaded and in real game I would disable some unnecessary settings that don't really affect the perception of the game. But now we are looking at the non-optimized result and it's quite low. I recommend you to use GeForce Experience to optimize all the games to have a decent performance. Do not forget that this game is very demanding on the graphics card. I will put 100% in the future in this PC RTX 3062 upgrade. Well, the average FPS was 44 even on these high settings. Let's go further. Red Dead Redemption 2, ultra high textures and of course Quad HD resolution. This is another very demanding and beautiful looking game. Here the computer gave us quite a good result, as I think. Just look on it, 50 FPS on average and stable frame time in RDR2. Well, write your thoughts in the comments. I will say that the PC fully justified my expectations. Okay, and finally we will run Forza Horizon 4. Ultra to extreme graphics settings and internal bench of the game. The frame counter is in the upper right corner here. Also, there you can see the loading of the GPU in percentage paired with the FPS counter. We averaged 68 frames per second and the only limiting factor is the graphics card. But in any case, the PC proved to be very worthy. I can easily recommend you to build it yourself. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, just smash the like button, subscribe on the channel so you don't miss new great videos on the next week. Thank you for watching, guys. See you soon. Bye.